Good evening, parents, grandparents, relatives, special guests, and friends of the graduating class of 2023. Welcome to this special celebration of Lincoln's high school seniors. I would like to start tonight by acknowledging our school board members that are here. So if you would stand, we have President Derek Sarley, Vice President Kathy Molkren, Board Member Ruth Latterud, Board Member Eric Rindle, Board Member Terry Trick, as well as our Superintendent Dr. Wade Smith, Assistant Superintendent Chris Gardia, and Christy Kratulius, the Executive Director of Teaching and Learning. And I have to take just a second to recognize our Lincoln staff. Lincoln staff, you have to stand. These are some pretty amazing people, aren't they, graduates? They pour their hearts into everything they do, and it really shows. In fact, it shows 44 times right over there. And then I want to give a special shout out to the Walla Walla School District grounds crew, the fairgrounds crew here. They really did double setup. We actually set up in the community building too. Not sure what to expect for weather tonight, but I think it is absolutely perfect. Not too hot. And I want to thank our teams that are live streaming as well as doing the sound. So thank you. Okay. Noe Montez, are you ready? You're going to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Noe joined us at Lincoln in the fall of his freshman year, so he's been here almost 4 years, and he's going to be leading us in the flag salute tonight. All right, before we recognize our graduates of distinction tonight, I want to take a few minutes to introduce this special class to you. So tonight we're here to celebrate 44 Lincoln seniors. This class, the class of 2023, have truly embraced the spirit of the Phoenix. Our school mascot, the Phoenix, symbolizes hope, rebirth, and transformation. This class has gone through the fire of COVID and construction and has emerged victorious from the ashes. So class of 2023, I'm proud of the grit, the determination, and the courage that you've displayed during your high school years. You've persevered, you haven't given up, you have embodied hope. Tonight, we celebrate with you. All right, so I'd like to recognize some accomplishments from your class. So a very small number of these seniors attended Lincoln all through high school. They didn't go to another high school. So if you are a 4-year senior, would you stand up to be recognized? All right, thank you. Now, some of these students have attended C-Tech, or they've attended Running Start, and they're already graduating with college credits. So graduates, would you please stand if you are graduating with college credits behind you? Some of these students have earned scholarships already for college. So if you have a college scholarship, would you please stand? Thank you. Now, Victoria Lidzbarski, our counselor, is going to recognize our graduates of distinction, our graduates with the highest GPAs.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I am so excited to be here and to celebrate all of these phenomenal humans. So at Lincoln, we have graduates of distinction, as we do at many high schools, and I'm going to list them all. Instead of asking them to come up here one by one and clapping for all of them, I'm going to ask if we can hold our applause until they're all up here, and then we'll do one round of applause for all of them, if that's all right. Okay, cool. You guys ready? I disappeared. Where did I go? All right. Please, Gabe Corwin, come on up. Oh, you guys are clapping. Corbin Remillard, Loki White, Kalina Bennett, Tay Coldiron, Angel Ibarra, and our salutatorian, Jada Gonzalez, and our valedictorian, Zoe Leonard. All right, here we go. No, you can go down. Oh my gosh. Oh, congratulations. Well done. And this one is for you, salutatorian. All right.
All right, at Lincoln, we have a tradition that a staff member comes up and introduces each student as they receive their diploma. So with that, when your student comes up front, we're pretty informal. Please feel free to stand up, take pictures of your graduate, have fun tonight. Let's celebrate them.
Whoa, this is going to be a hard one for me. Trishana and I go way back to her 6th grade year at Garrison. She was extremely shy when she came in and very soft-spoken. It was kind of really hard getting to know her at first, but when I did, boy, was she a different kid. Over the years that I've gotten to know her, we've had many conversations about school, life, the future, and we've laughed an awful lot, and we've also danced. Trishana, I'm so proud of who you've become and how you've grown. You're confident, you're secure, and a very caring young lady. You're no longer that shy girl I met. You have blossomed into a beautiful soul, and I look forward to what you accomplish in the future. I remember encouraging you every time I thought you couldn't do a lesson or a test. I always told you, don't tell me you can't. There is no I can't. and you always replied with, "Miss Margaret, you're so pushy." Pushy or not, you can, and you did. Congratulations, Trishana. I'm really going to miss you.
It's my honor and privilege to introduce Corbin Remillard. Corbin had a good run this year. It started off, he moved into a leadership role on the Lincoln basketball team. He led with commitment and a positive attitude. As far as commitment goes, he didn't miss a single game or practice. And then on the court, it didn't matter if we were winning or losing. He stayed up. He was encouraging to the other players. He kept everybody moving forward. He'd thank the coaches. He was a class act out there. I really appreciated that because it had been 2 years since we had basketball, so he's helping us reestablish a culture that I'd like to continue into the future. Solid. As far as academics go, Corbin A's and B's in all his classes. He even got a Spectrum Student of the Month award. So he got a commercial out of it. Got some TV airtime. And Corbin's he's diversified, right? He's got parts to him. He's creative and he likes music and he knows a ton of songs on guitar. He's kind of like if Bob Dylan could dunk a basketball. He for some of his volunteer hours, he played for like close to almost 2.5 hours, I guess, total, at the Lincoln Art Show. So I don't know, I've had a good time playing music with him, and I'm going to miss this guy for sure. After graduation, he is going to go into harvest and do that for a while, but I know he wants to learn a trade. Carpentry, he's thinking maybe. But I also know that he's a senior, and he has big ideas. He wants to go on an adventure, maybe leave the country for a while. I'm sure he can make it all happen. So let's put our hands together for Corbin Remillard.
So I am honored to present Jean-Noir Castro. I met Jean-Noir in February when he transferred to Lincoln, but somehow I feel like I have known him for much longer than that. In that short amount of time, Jean-Noir has endeared himself to everyone at Lincoln who has had the good fortune to get to know him. Jean-Noir is both interesting and interested. He has packed a lot of adventures into his 17 years. His life's journey has taken him from the Kurdistan region of northern Iraq to the Ozark Mountains of Fayetteville, Arkansas, and eventually to the Walla Walla Valley just a few years ago. Jean-Noir is an old soul with a wide range of interests and experiences. He is equally at ease discussing the philosophical works of Karl Marx as he is talking about internal combustion engines. He loves a good debate, he is curious, and he is eager to get out in the world. I know he has dreams of eventually leaving Walla Walla for a bigger city, and I also know that his future will include pursuing his passion for cars. He wants to flip cars and also drift cars and learn all the things he can about cars. Jean-Noir has the ability and the drive to make whatever he wants happen. I have learned more from Jean-Noir than probably he has from me in the last few months. I know I will miss him, but I'm so grateful that I have met him. Congratulations, Jean-Noir, and good luck.
Rowan is newer to the Lincoln community, but no less beloved. After finding that College Place High School was not the right fit, Rowan found his way to Lincoln, and he says that it has made a world of difference. He especially appreciates the warm and informal and accommodating atmosphere, and mentioned that we've given him a place where sometimes it's okay not to be okay. And that might sound a little mundane to you, but as a counselor, I believe that Rowan has learned and shared something deeply meaningful in that statement. He understands that we are all human and we're all complicated, and also that we can all do this if we do it together. This truth aligns well with Rowan's nature. He's a genuinely caring and particularly nurturing person, a great listener who can always be counted on to show up. Again, here's an important point that Rowan understands well. Showing up and caring for others is crucial. He's done this regularly for others, both for family and for chosen family. Please take his lead. Show up and be there for those that you care for. He's not sure yet about what he wants to do after graduating, but he is certain that he wants to thank all of his friends and family and chosen family for their support and encouragement to him throughout this time in his life. Please join me in congratulating Rowan on finishing school.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Lacey Galloway. Lacey Galloway is one of those students that just comes into my room and I just know she's there because she always has something to say to me. She's incredibly faithful to what she's asked to do with her friends and outside of school, and with her assignments in school. It takes a little bit more, but she got it done. She's awesome with her friends. I had Lacey in almost 10% of my programs for after school stuff, and I cannot have a more outgoing person in those programs. She always voiced her own opinions, and she always had my back when I needed it. She plans to go on to do marine biology or nursing programs, and I can see her doing a really good job in those programs. I look forward to seeing her future grow in her coming days, and I just think she'll do great and throughout the world.
Our next graduate is Gabe Corwin. As you can see from the applause, Gabe is well liked by both his peers and his staff. In fact, I bet many of the staff behind me tonight feels like they could be speaking for Gabe tonight because of the connections he's made with each and every one of them. Gabe is a connector. That is what he does. Gabe transferred to Lincoln during his junior year, and he was an awesome addition to our school. This was during what we call the portable year, where we had most of our school crammed into a tiny portable. And Gabe, being who he is, in a small, crowded classroom, made it easy to get to know him. I enjoyed getting to know about his love for music. If you didn't know, Gabe's an incredibly talented musician. He does band at Wall High, and it's a real passion of his. I also enjoyed learning about his love for fitness, and I feel like that's where we probably connected the most. Yeah, he works out at the YMCA, and I just loved, we talked about workouts and exercises and supplements and all this nerdy fitness stuff, but I just loved it. I love when you would come in and you would tell me about your previous day's workout. Hey, sir, I did 5 of 5 of this, and I just love those moments. I'm going to miss those moments with you. Next year, he plans to move with some friends to the Coeur d'Alene area. He's going to get a job and work and just kind of live life. And I think, I'm excited for you to have that time, and but I'm also excited to see the direction you go after graduation, where that takes you. During Gabe's senior presentation, he made a comment. He said, "I just didn't love school." And I kind of called him out in the moment and said, "You like school, you like, the interactions, but even though you might not have loved school, me and the teachers behind us loved having you in school." And I'll go a step further, and kids like you, Gabe, are the reason I teach, man. Love you, man. Gabe Corwin.
I have the honor of introducing to you Braden Ware. I've only worked with Braden for this school year, and throughout our short time together, Braden has shown what a compassionate, generous, and caring young man he is. During many of our conversations, Braden has expressed his desire to not only help others, but to make people happy. He has a huge heart and continuously strives to do what is best for others. Braden would often share stories about his family, especially about his siblings and nephews, and through his humorous retellings, you can tell Braden fiercely cares and loves for those around him. I think this quote by one of the best fictional characters, Ted Lasso, summarizes what Braden has to offer those in life. I think that if you care about someone and you got a little love in your heart, there ain't nothing you can't get through together. Braden, you have a lot of love to give and will be unstoppable in any challenges life throws your way. Braden is currently looking for employment. In the future, he hopes to go back to school to one day own his own business. Braden, we are very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If I could nominate a single graduate to help his peers to hone their interpersonal and social skills, it would be Jacob Bales. He is such an authentically kind and loyal and mature and persevering individual. It would be cool if these traits were somehow instantly teachable. I would put Jacob in charge of that class in a hot second. I would. He's the type of person who makes any room better as soon as he walks in, and you wish you saw him daily because his greeting just lights you up. And he does that for a lot of people in our building. This is the guy that you want next to you, whether you're fighting a fire or moving house. Yeah, he is that cool and that reliable. Jacob joined the Lincoln community halfway through his junior year, and like many of our students and our families, like all of us, really, he's had his share of challenges in life. Somehow, though, like the quiet Clark Kent Superman among us, he doesn't let those difficulties become his kryptonite. He just continues to treat people with consideration and decency, using his observant and patient nature to get him through before swooping in and saving your day with some words of sweetness and humanity. And I hope that you're all lucky enough to get to know or to meet Jacob. I guarantee it will be a positive experience. I'm not sure what he plans on doing after he graduates or if he knows, but I know that he'll be okay. I have faith that he'll never be short of friends and that his resilience and his kindness will keep him supported. Congratulations, Jacob.
I have the honor of introducing Gavin Brackner. After being transported in a time machine from 1820 Scotland to Walla Walla, Washington in 2020, Gavin enrolled at Lincoln High School. A very kind and thoughtful person, Gavin has inspired others to appreciate the way things used to be. Gavin is a Renaissance man. In his time at Lincoln, he's constructed various clothing items, musical instruments, and ceramic pieces. He listens to Celtic music and studies Scottish lore. Gavin drinks tea from a cup and saucer, and he is versed in many types of teas. He will often come to school with his newest thrift store find, whether an oil lamp, satchel, or kitchen gadget. He is always up to learn something new, as long as it doesn't involve being in a classroom doing worksheets. Everybody likes Gavin. and students respect his opinion, which is fairly rare considering our diverse population. Gavin is always up for a philosophical debate, and he is very kind and attentive when listening to the opinions of others. I am always interested to hear what he has to say. He definitely has helped me construct better arguments for the importance and purpose of school. Gavin knows a lot about plants too and has helped in the school garden. After spending the summer working harvest and saving money, Gavin plans to attend a WOOF program in Scotland so he can explore the mountains and valleys and moors of his origin. We wish you lots of luck in your travels, Gavin. Lincoln won't be as colorful or as interesting without you. You will be missed.
It's my honor to introduce Jack Cruz. Jack will be the first one to tell you he is not coming to school for English, math, history, PE, science. And I was like, well, Jack, why do you come to school? Pressed him on it. Was it for the snack bowls? And Jack was like, nah, not really. I go, hang out with your friends? Maybe. And, we'd had this conversation a few times. And finally, when it came down to it, I started thinking, he's comfortable at Lincoln. Jack likes being at school, I guess as much as somebody can like school. And that's a good place. Jack feels comfortable in his surroundings. And so he's an artist, and he likes to draw. And he's felt really good and very free to draw, to design, sketch. He's very good at his craft. He's creative. He's probably doing a lot of the drawings during some of our classes, but he he enjoys it, and he's a master at it. I just wish maybe he could diversify a little bit and spread that passion out into maybe a couple other categories, and he'd be even more powerful than he already is. In English class, we would have text analysis where we'd read a story. Jack could go to the deeper places. He loves reading and does an excellent job at it and made great contributions to the discussions. And so I'm going to miss that. Jack is getting ready for a big move. He's headed to Missouri after graduation. So he's going to have a whole new change of pace, change of lifestyle, and just a whole new environment to, start again. So put your hands together for Jack Cruz.
There are so many positive traits that Diego Garcia embodies. I am giddy to tell you more about this awesome human. Diego is brave. He tries new things. He asks hard questions about philosophy and rules and why the world is the way that it is. He isn't afraid to be himself. He cares about social justice and equality. And in this way, he's the kind of person that I wish more of us were. Courage and optimism and activism is not easy, but Diego is putting it out in the universe anyway. Diego is also hardworking, perhaps too much so. He has incredibly high expectations of himself, and the schoolwork that he turns in is invariably of such a high caliber that it's even been used as examples for other students, although that might embarrass him. I only wish that he would occasionally take it a little easy on himself. But I know that his work ethic is also what will aid him in the future as he pursues his college education. Finally, Diego is intensely reflective. He considers his words and his actions. He might be interested in the health sciences, but I would argue that he would make an equally good diplomat. Diego's sense of fairness his ability to forgive. It just makes my heart sing. I'm confident that he will be successful in whatever he does. Congratulations, Diego.
All right. It is my pleasure to present Mr. Leo Jimenez Romero. So Leo has been at Lincoln for the last year and a half, and the first time I met Leo was last year, and you couldn't help but notice Leo when he arrived at school because he drove the most amazing classic car, a black El Camino that was straight out of the 1970s. I loved seeing that car pull up in the Lincoln parking lot every day, and I always thought it was just the perfect fit for Leo's personality. And that is how I will always remember him. Sadly, the car is no longer Leo's. It no longer exists, but the memory remains. It's always cool to see someone with the true passion for something, and for Leo, that thing is cars. Leo loves cars. He wants to continue his education in the automotive program at the community college, and I have no doubt that Leo is going to make a great mechanic someday. That is his true calling. In addition to attending school, Leo also works many hours at his job, and he also finds time to play drums in the different musical groups he's involved in. Leo has what it takes to accomplish anything he sets his mind to, and it's been great having him in class this year. Leo, I wish you the very best in your future, and congratulations.
It's an honor and a privilege to introduce Loki White. One of Loki's strengths has been his determination, really, to come to school almost every day. In the last 2 years, he's probably had a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of absences, but he's always there, chipping away, getting the work done. We have just appreciated, him not giving up and getting here on time, graduate, looking good. Loki is he's like a friend's friend. If he's ever mad at you, you probably had it coming, for sure. I also know in class, if you want to win him over, you got to bring the material back to either World War II, Norse mythology, or some kind of combination of the two in meme form. If you can do that, you got him. You got him. Yeah. No, Loki's made my life easier in pottery class for sure. He helps me out. He runs the machines. He's cutting the clay, bagging the clay. He keeps people working, and I'm thankful for that. Loki also finds time to make his own creations. After graduation, Loki definitely wants to get into a job and start making some money. We at Lincoln are very proud of Loki White, and we want to wish him the best of luck. Good job, man.
It is my pleasure to introduce Carson Kohler. It is a little bit awkward to see Carson without his massive gallon-sized water bottle that he toted with him every day in every class. Carson was one of our original esports crew, particularly skilled in Smash Brothers. Many an afternoon spent with him perfecting his skills. As a student, he got his work done, and like in our broadcasting class where I had an assignment for everybody, Carson took his in another direction, something that was more complex, but it was what he wanted to do, which is very Carson. Carson is laid back, he's drama-free, and he's a quiet individualist. As a theme with many of our students, he's also a phenomenal artist. Don't be surprised if you see walking around Walla Walla here someday his art on people's tattooed bodies, because he is very skilled at it. Carson, I'm proud of you, man. Congratulations.
It is my pleasure to introduce Shiley's Flowers. And I had Shiley's in my math classes her freshman and sophomore year. And unfortunately, she aced every test I gave her and passed every class with ease, so I didn't really get to see her around very much after sophomore year. Now, she was an ideal student. She was a hard worker. She used her resources. She was never a disruption, and she was quiet, maybe a little too quiet. Although she was a math rock star, I'm not really sure she really liked it very much. But she never complained. She was the kind of kiddo that seemed to understand that there were things in life that you have to do, even though you didn't see the point or didn't like them. She always seemed to have this uncanny ability to ignore the chaos surrounding her, stay focused, and get the job done to the best of her ability. All these qualities and more have convinced me that Shiley's would make an awesome math teacher. Now, when I told her that, she didn't seem too interested. Now, instead, she's planning on going to cosmetology program at CC, and I have no doubt that she'll be at the top of her class and will exceed everyone's expectations in whatever she does in life. I'm truly proud of you, Shiley's, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. Congratulations.
Look at this spectacular human. This is Cassandra Tay Coldiron. So, what can I say about Tay? Tay is artistic. Tay is loyal, steadfast, full of love, and most importantly, utterly, fearlessly, irreproachably unique. So Tay has been a student at Lincoln longer than I've been on the staff. They're one of the very first students I ever met. I've had the great honor of getting to know so many of these seniors over the last several months, ever since I joined the staff this January. Tay was in my very first class that very first day. And she just made my day so much easier. It was so wonderful seeing someone who is in the process of becoming the most interesting, most caring, most multi-talented young person. And I just can't wait to see what happens next. So Tay tells me that she's excited to grow in the future, and I am so excited to watch that happen. Everyone, Tay Coldiron, congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to introduce salutatorian Jada Gonzalez. And it really, truly is like when you think of a student that just crushes it on every level, it is Jada. And it is when I talk to other teachers, and I was like, hey, what else? Do you have any thoughts? Do you have anything to say? And it was the same thing. Like, I guess to use a weird analogy, when you see that high school movie and the actors look like they're just too old for the movie, they're like, you've already moved beyond high school, what are you still doing here? There was some of that just energy of being beyond the moment, like just artist, writer, thinker. I also had Jada in my broadcasting class, and Jada at heart is a quiet individual. not pushing herself into the social experience and social people around her. And yet the light came on, and all of a sudden I look over there and just animated, doing a reaction video, like just entertainment style, a complete transition from the normal way that she presents herself. She can step up and truly excel to greatness at anything that she does. After college, or after high school, she is not exactly sure yet, knows that she wants to travel and get outside of Walla Walla, to which my response was, yes, please. Like, get out and please change the world because you have the ability to do it. Congratulations, Jada.
Alrighty, it is my honor to introduce Joseph Rutherford. Now, Joseph came to Lincoln during his freshman year, and like many freshmen in my algebra class, he was squirrely, he had a bad attitude, and a constant look on his face that said, "I don't want to be here," while simultaneously giving me the middle finger with his eyes. Over the next few months, his relationship with Lincoln and the teachers grew, and he started to buy in. Once he realized that school didn't have to suck, the teachers genuinely cared about him, and that he could be successful, that's when the switch flipped. Joseph began to mature at an incredibly rapid rate. Now I can say without a doubt that he was one of the most determined, resourceful, and mature teenagers that I have ever had the pleasure of meeting and teaching. I and Lincoln are truly losing one of the absolute best. While packing up some things at home the other night, I came across this note that Joseph wrote me for Teacher Appreciation Week last year that nearly brought me to tears. He's more compassionate and appreciative than many of the adults that I know. Joseph wants to go to school to become a diesel and motorcycle mechanic and possibly dip his toes in business management, all of which make me truly eager to see where this graduate will be in 5 to 10 years. I'm not sure how to express just how much I'm going to miss this dude. I wish you nothing but the best, man. Congratulations on working your butt off and making it here today. You did it, man.
I have the pleasure of introducing Noe Montez. Noe, we're so glad that you decided to come to Lincoln your freshman year. If I remember, it's like November-ish when you and Joseph came over, and Marcy and I visited with your amazing moms, and you decided to come to Lincoln. That was awesome. You have been such a wonderful addition to our Lincoln family. This is one of the nicest people you are going to meet. Noe is kind, respectful, considerate, and always looking out for his friends and people he cares about. I've seen him on many, many occasions trying to help encourage people when they felt like they couldn't do it anymore. He's there to encourage. I had the pleasure of doing a backpacking trip. Staff went with several students, and I could not believe how organized this guy is. Like, he had everything in order. We were not going to be messed up on anything. Like, the water was filtered, everything was done. If anybody had anything they needed, this guy was there to make it happen. He's a pretty awesome guy. So it's no surprise that Noe plans on working in public service. Law enforcement, actually. He is signed up to take classes out at CC and then plans on getting his bachelor's degree. We are so proud of you, Noe, and we cannot wait to see where you go. Congratulations.
Our next graduate is Joseph Girardin. So this one's pretty special for me because I first met Joey in the 6th grade. I coached him in track all throughout middle school, and I was his 8th grade football coach. And when I think back to middle school, Joey was always super polite, respectful, and a hard worker. So it's pretty cool for me to get to see when he transferred to Lincoln during his junior year that you still had all those same qualities and many more. I think Joey is the perfect kid to have in class. Lincoln PE can be a little challenging sometimes, trying to get everybody on the same page, but I knew when Joey showed up and he asked, "What are we doing today?" and I would tell him, he would just say, "Okay," and he would do it. He'd participate and do his best and be an awesome classmate, and that's all you really want as a teacher. After class, he was even better. We had flex time right after lunch, and he was one of the only kids that would come use the new workout room, and we planned some workouts for him, and it was really fun to get to see him challenge himself and get stronger and watching his confidence grow in the process. Next year, Joey plans to do an apprenticeship or a trade school. He's not really sure what he wants to do at the moment or if it's even me next year or not. But I have no doubt that he will be successful because like I mentioned at the beginning of this speech, I've seen nothing but growth from this young man since 6th grade until now. And I don't anticipate that stopping anytime soon. Proud of you, Joey.
I have the honor to introduce Ty Fisher. I like his name, Tyson, and for a long time I think I was the only person who called him that. Most people just call him Ty, which is what he prefers. We met over Zoom during COVID and then during the school remodel. He came to us from Spokane and initially thought that he would just finish his degree up online, but we liked him so much, I'm pretty sure most of his teachers begged him to come in person, and we are glad that he did, and I think he is glad too. And just standing in line, we were saying he was one of the only kids that would like talk back to you on Zoom. He would turn on his camera, which was even more exciting. So we weren't just talking to like black screens and like these little names. So we really appreciated, I mean, not just me, but we all really appreciated that about Ty. I have so many nice things to say about Ty, it is almost hard to know where to begin. Number one, Ty is a conscientious student. He works very hard, whether it is at his job at Safeway, in class, or in the school garden. He is polite and respectful, but also not afraid to say that he doesn't agree with something, which I always appreciate. You know, questions and challenges help me clarify my own thinking so that I can learn too. And I always really appreciate that from students, especially when it's done in a thoughtful way. So many students like Ty. I learned this when I needed help in the school garden. Ty was the first student to step up to help. When volunteering in the garden, the first questions that students would often ask is Ty gonna be there? Is Ty working today? Because Ty is so friendly and nice, he always makes work fun. One of my fondest memories of Ty is when we were trying to lay the garden plastic down on a super windy day. And Corbin was lying on the plastic over here, and Ty and Angel were over there. And I asked Ty to fold up the remaining plastic, and suddenly a gust of wind came up and blew the plastic like a sail and flipped him over. After a few Ty says, "I don't think this is gonna work, Jane." But he tried. A lot of credit for the school garden goes to Ty and also to Joey. He was even elected garden president. Ty and Joey even came in at school on some weekends to help me realize my vision and didn't even quit when I even knew I was asking a lot. And all of this was going on when there were medical issues going on in Ty's family, which just shows what a selfless and kind person Ty is. In the future, Ty hopes to become a real estate agent, helping people find the home of their dreams. I am confident that Ty will be successful because he is smart, hardworking, and able to create relationships with his peers and adults. Thanks for coming to Lincoln, Ty, and being such a great support. I'll miss you.
Our next graduate is Jackson McVeigh. So Jackson transferred to Lincoln during his junior year, and I was excited to have him in class. I had coached him in 8th grade football, so I knew the type of kid that he was, and I knew he'd make my class and our school better. When Jackson is doing something that he enjoys, he can be an incredibly hard worker. Like I said, I've coached him in football. I've seen his work ethic firsthand. He also wrestled at Wall High for 2 years, which we all know takes a tremendous amount of dedication, discipline, and effort. And he was always someone I could rely on in my class when he showed up on time. 4th period, he was great. When he got switched to 2nd period, attendance was a little more shaky, but when he was there, he was solid. Another thing about Jackson is that he loves working on cars, and that's what he wants to do next year, get a mechanic's job and learn. He has a real passion for cars, and I think this is a great career choice for you. Jackson, it's an exciting time in your life, and I wish you the best of luck. Congratulations.
All right. I am honored to present Mr. Xavier Lopez. My nickname for Xavier is XL. It's a fitting name, not just because those are his initials, but also because he greets you with an extra large smile and always has an extra large capacity for kindness and generosity. This year, I've spent quite a few hours with Xavier as he finished his history credits, and I have benefited from having him in class because he is the very best person in the world to get a classroom in order. As soon as he entered the classroom, Xavier would get to work, pushing in chairs, lining up the tables, and tidying up all my piles of papers. My room always looked better after Xavier had been there, and it was very much appreciated. Xavier is extremely organized, exceedingly polite, and a very hard worker. All of these qualities will serve him well in life. In addition to school, Xavier works at his family's construction business, and through this, he has learned a variety of skills. Recently, he shared with me that one of his favorite jobs was setting tiles. Given his knack for organization, I am not at all surprised that he likes tile setting. I bet he's excellent at it. Xavier has plans to learn more about the construction trade and hopes to one day have his very own business pouring concrete. I'm very proud of you, Xavier, and I wish you the very best. Congratulations.
It's an honor and a privilege to introduce Jupiter Kraus. Jupiter came to us 3 months ago, and when they got there, they've done a great job, but I'm like, Jupiter, 3 months? Jupiter's like, yeah, I'm glad I made it here. I should have been here a lot sooner. But over the course of 4 years, Jupiter's tried different programs, different classes, and been successful, but we both decided Jupiter likes Lincoln and wished they'd been there from the start. I first noticed Jupiter's resourceful, creative nature in pottery. So Jupiter will be making a pot on the wheel. It'll be a vase of sorts. Something will go haywire with it, and they'll chop it. They'll turn it into a bowl. Something will go wrong again, and it'll become a plate. It's like they kind of keep applying a creative triage. They don't give up on it, and they stick it out and make something of it. And that's what Jupiter's doing. Jupiter is a caring and compassionate individual, but they want to get paid for it, which makes sense. So after graduation, they're going into hospitality, and that's where they'd like to start. But I do know a dream job would be if Jupiter could be in a hotel working and it had a casino attached to it, because I know in their heart they want to deal cards at blackjack or poker, for sure. True. We are very proud of Jupiter Kraus for the time we've had her, and we want to wish them the best of luck.
First of all, Zoe Leonard. Second of all, my fingers were crossed when I told her this was going to be short. You might hear from some of us that, oh, I've known of this kid since 6th grade. I've known them since middle school or high school. There's only a few of us that get to introduce a student that we've known since they were in preschool. I was so lucky for that. I was so lucky that later in middle school that they became friends with my own kid. So I got to know Zoe again. And you might say, I think this is a little weird, but I was so lucky that COVID came along. When COVID came along, that kind of put the wheels in motion to try to find a different school for Zoe. And she landed at Lincoln. She's literally a privilege to work with. I learn more from her than I can ever teach her in 1,000 years. I'm going to get through this without crying. I absolutely promise. So when I asked Zoe, what do you want me to tell everyone? The first thing out of Zoe's mouth, I'm just going to let Zoe say it. And I had to ask this several times because I wanted to make sure. I am autistic and I'm valedictorian. Zoe, that is a normal Zoe answer, by the way. Zoe, you are so much more than autism. You're so much more than neurodivergence, okay? Autism is just how we describe or give a possible explanation to why you have the superpowers that you have and a possible explanation for some of those less than wanted quirks. Think about it. I'm sure Spider-Man, when he goes to shake someone's hand, every now and then the web comes out, right? So Zoe, let's think about some of the other things that you are. Do you know that she fosters baby kittens or kittens and mama cats so that they can be handled by humans, get used to the human touch? What about this? How about the fact that you're able to manage Lincoln, Running Start, C-Tech, all at the same time, while being highly successful in all three, earning multiple accolades from all three? What about this? How about the fact that you create some of the coolest cosplay outfits? Just today, they came as a plague doctor, complete with scythe. Talk about something weird to see in your classroom, but it was worth it. How about this? How about a composite score of 29 on the ACT? A score of 29 on the ACT, a test that you don't all take. It's only some students who are going like, I need this score to go to college. So in the country, with that score of a 29, she scored in the 90th percentile. That means she scored the 90% of the people taking that test. Or how about your post-high school plan, Zoe? Joining Savannah College of Art and Design. For those that don't know, that is like the Ivy League of schools for interactive design and a game development program, which is like the dream Zoe has had since I've known her. But we're going to add one more thing to that today, Zoe. Zoe, you're a high school graduate. Congratulations.
Hello, I'd like to introduce to you Alan Rubio. Alan, while completing high school requirements, has shown he can do so with determination. Facing setbacks, Alan, with the knowledge of what he needed to do, would go back and complete the task. Alan's love of family is another powerful motivator for his presence here. His desire to walk at graduation with another family member attending Walla Walla High School, even if it didn't work out on his terms, set him on the course for success. Oh, and this is worth mentioning, but very well known. Alan is a pleasant, personable young man with a bright future. And for Alan, those future plans include the pursuit of his CDL, his commercial driver's license at the community college. Congratulations, Alan.
It's my honor and privilege to introduce Cesar Rodriguez. Cesar came to Lincoln he was a freshman, so it was before the remodel, before COVID, and I had him first period. And as far as freshmen go, Cesar was a little different. He was calm, laid back. I even want to say patient, which was completely different than your typical freshman. We went and he wanted to play guitar, and we played music together from time to time. And he goes, this is the first time, right? So we both pick up guitars, and I'm thinking in my head, all right, what's Cesar going to play? He's going to be like punk rock or metal or something. And we sit down next to each other, across from each other, and he slowly starts to strum the intro to Tennessee Whiskey. And it was like, if you don't know that song, it's like an old country bluesy song. It's moody, and it's introspective, and it's slow, and it's got emotion in it. And it's like, that makes sense. That does make sense. And I get it now. You know, the longer and longer I got to know him. And Cesar, you know, time goes by. And so I see him off and on, but in little snippets. You know, sometimes there was hurdles in the way, and sometimes he had to like work at it, try to put pieces together and make school happen. But he did it. He got to the end. And I really don't doubt that, because Cesar is very resilient, and he's a fast learner. He's very smart and can get the job done once he makes up his mind. Once he makes up his mind, for sure. He is currently working at Safeway, making some money, but I know he wants to become a mechanic. So that's where he's headed here after graduation. We at Lincoln are very proud of Cesar Rodriguez, so let's put our hands together for him.
Our next graduate is Carlos Cruz. Carlos started at Lincoln his freshman year, and he was immediately someone I connected with. He was very active in class. We played a lot of basketball together. He was very polite, and he was just an overall good person. Whenever I think of Carlos, for some reason, this one story just pops in my mind, and you might not even remember this story, but one day we're in class and we're playing a game, and a girl hurt her ankle, and she couldn't walk, and I was trying to figure out how to get her next door to the health center to get it checked out. And the next camp, Carlos walked right up to me and said, "Hessler, I'll take her." And before I knew it, he had her on his back and was giving her a piggyback ride off campus next door to the health center. And that might seem like a strange story to tell tonight, but I think it perfectly sums up his character and the type of person that Carlos is. Halfway through his high school career, he switched to GED, and when he came and found me a couple weeks ago to tell me that he had passed and he was actually graduating, my first thought was just proud. Everybody down here tonight's had their own journey. You've had your up and downs in school like everybody else, but you have fought through adversity, and tonight you're a high school graduate. Congratulations. Thank you.
I am honored to present Jonathan Costello Serrano. Jonathan has been at Lincoln for the last year and a half, and he has been such a positive part of our school. Jonathan is the type of person that people like immediately. He has a welcoming smile, a positive attitude, and he has the ability to elevate those around him with his quiet style of leadership. In addition to being a great student, Johnny is also an accomplished musician. Last week, Johnny impressed all of us when he performed on stage at the Lincoln Barbecue. He's an amazing singer and guitar player and has a natural stage presence. I'm not sure what Johnny's future plans are, but I do know that he will find success because he's a hard worker, he has his family's support, and has loads of potential. Jonathan, you made Lincoln a better place this year, and we are so proud of your hard work to get here today. Congratulations and good luck.
It's my honor to introduce Angel Ibarra. Angel is another student that I've got the pleasure to know since 6th grade. But Angel didn't come to Lincoln right away. Angel came from Wahai. Angel's always been a quiet kid. And in the 6th grade, he was the kid that sat in the back of his chair, just smiled, and he laughed. And what was going on in the classroom was the other I think there was 8 boys, were always throwing spitwads, paper airplanes. It was just chaos in there. And one day, my voice got a little loud. I was trying to get him settled down. And Angel asked me if I was a mom, and I was kind of confused, and I said, yeah, why? And Angel, being Angel, responded, you yell just like my mom. It was really hard not to laugh, but it also gave me an opportunity to explain my frustrations that day. I told him how much I cared about him and the importance of listening and learning. Plus, I told him I'd like to be at your graduation. Well, like I said, Angel being Angel says, that's a long time away, Miss Margaret. Are you still going to be around? You'll be old. Angel, it's been 6 years. I'm still here. And today I'm watching you graduate. Angel is a hard worker and he loves cars. He's not sure what he's going to do yet. He's respectful, he's funny, and he's a kind young man. We are all going to miss your smiling face. Congratulations, Angel.
It's my pleasure to present Joseph Nickerson. Joseph has been at Lincoln for several years. When he first came to Lincoln, he was kind of slippery. It was hard to get a hold of him, but once he started coming, he realized that he liked us at Lincoln and really connected there. Joseph is an amazing young man who does not give himself the credit due. He has done so much right and worked so hard. This young man is a father to 2 littles. His little boy will be 2, and his daughter's 10 months old. So he's worked a full-time job, been very resilient, taken good care of himself. He just doesn't, sometimes he'll come to me and I'll say, look what you've done. He's like, oh my gosh, he's got all this stuff. I'm like, but look what you're doing. He's an amazing young man, and I have no doubt that he is going to go big places in this world. Joseph, you've done it. We congratulate you at Lincoln. Good job.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Jace Dunleavy. Jace always had a twinkle in his eye. Jace has got energy and spunk and spirit. Jace has been a pleasure to have in class. Jace is going to go on to pursue a career in welding, is the plan, and I'm sure that he's going to be great at that pursuit. Jace, congratulations, man.
It is my pleasure to introduce Aiden Nelson. So for Aiden, school probably wasn't his favorite thing in the world, but he has persevered, he's made it to the finish line, and one thing that I notice about him is his friend group is a very tight friend group. He's a good friend, he's loyal, and he tells me that he is interested in pursuing the welding program at CC. Congratulations, Aiden.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marison Russell. I'm going to start with the bad. The bad is you do not want to Zoom with this kid, ever. Let's talk about the good, though. Sitting in class, all of a sudden, you see them talking to someone else. And I'm like, yeah, you're sharing some answers. I know you are. So I go over there. No, they're over there teaching somebody actually how to do the math problem that they're supposed to be learning and not just giving the answers. I think from that moment, Marison kind of won a special part of my heart. I promise to keep this short, and I will keep this promise. Marison, in the future, is looking to join cosmetology with a mix of photography classes. For what you don't realize is that she'd rather be a photographer than a cosmetologist. And cosmetology is just going to be a means to the end. Because eventually, she's going to build her photography empire and be able to have her own studio where that will be her sole money-working gig. And because she said she liked them, I'm going to give her the dumbest one I could think of. I'm going to need your help for this. Knock, knock. Con, congratulations on finishing high school.
You have to come with me. I have the honor of introducing Kalina Bennett. I first met Kalina in the portables during COVID. We sort of bonded in my junior's financial math class where females were outnumbered 1 to 6 most days. We had many laughs in that class, especially when Gabe wanted to debate the efficacy of going Dutch on a date. That's you. As well as many other topics that Gabe wanted to talk about. When talking about future careers in my senior career class, no one was surprised that Kalina wanted to be a life flight nurse. We unanimously decided that in a medical emergency, we would trust Kalina to keep her head and do the right thing. But that is what trials and challenges do to people. They either break you or they make you stronger. That's resilience, and Kalina is one of the most resilient people that I know. Kalina was asked to speak at the Rotary Luncheon last month and stood up in front of 50 strangers and shared her story with them. Not surprisingly, she was able to present with poise and grace. I know that was a very difficult thing for her to do, but you couldn't tell. Kalina is a quiet force and leads from behind. People like Kalina, and she's the kind of person others aspire. Most would agree that Kalina is 100% amazing, kind, and thoughtful. With the skills that Kalina has already acquired as a lifeguard, I know that she will be able to take her education to the next level and achieve her goals. Best of luck to you, Kalina. I'll miss you.
It is my pleasure to introduce Kyler Shelton. So Kyler started at Lincoln as a freshman. He's been here all 4 years. Had a year or so of we weren't quite sure where he was, but when he came back, he was more than motivated to finish school. Working a full-time job, coming in every week, studying and persevering, which was amazing. If anybody knows Kyler, they know that he loves cars, right? He loves cars that are so low to the ground that they won't even go over speed bumps, right? So no surprise, he wants to pursue a career that has anything to do with cars, mechanics, auto body, any of that. While standing in line, I saw the most amazing thing. Hanging from his tassel, he has pictures of his grandparents so that they could be here with him tonight, which I think is the most beautiful thing. Congratulations, Kyler.
All right. You're going to have to forgive me, but earlier I missed one. So I want to make sure that we also honor, for her GPA, with a Medal of Distinction, Mia Rolfe.
Okay. You just want to hold it? Okay. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing Mia Rolfe. Mia has many amazing characteristics, but there are 3 that stand out to me: her friendliness, humor, and resilience. Mia is able to make friends with anyone around her. Her warm nature and smile draw people to her. She is kind and loving, and we are all lucky to know Mia. Her humor and laugh are contagious. It can brighten any room that she walks into. No matter how others were feeling, Mia can make them feel better by cracking jokes. Lastly, Mia is one of the most resilient people I know. When faced with challenges and adversity, she uses her positivity, strength, and humor to get her through whatever life throws at her. She is my inspiration. Mia will be moving to Seattle to attend the Bridge program. Afterwards, she will be attending Bellevue College to earn a degree in social work. Mia, we are very proud of you and excited to see where life takes you. Congratulations. Go around.
Ready? It's my honor and privilege to introduce Mackenzie Yarrow. Mackenzie likes to stay busy. In pottery class, it's oftentimes that Mackenzie will be working on 3, 4, 5 projects at once, going all over the place. I love the productive energy because it's contagious and it tends to get people going and motivate people. But Mackenzie also has some leadership skills, especially when it comes to like group work. Mackenzie will be working on stuff and she'll see somebody with their feet kicked up, not doing a whole lot in pottery. She'll be quick to put a paintbrush in their hand and have them start glazing something. And she a lot of times masterminds it, so they're painting her product. It's kind of like painting Tom Sawyer painting the fence. But Mackenzie also has a creative piece to her and a unique way of looking at the world. And she made some really interesting mixed media art sculptures with clay and fabric and old stuffed animals. And they were nominated here at our art show to go to Tri-Cities and be on display at the regional district art show. So that was pretty cool. I have to say, I'm going to miss having Mackenzie in class just for all the chatter, the banter, the talk, smack talk, trash talk. She's fun to have in class. She definitely makes it fun to teach, and I appreciate that for sure. After graduation, Mackenzie would like to, she's thinking of becoming a teacher, maybe an art teacher, but I also know she's interested in maybe doing psychology or helping someone as a psychologist. I could see it happening. Mackenzie has leadership skills. She's got a strong work ethic. She likes to get things done. So let's put our hands together for Mackenzie Yarrow. You're not gonna get a hug?
I'm sorry.
I got it.
I'm probably going to surprise Alize right now by saying this, but I mean it. Am I right? I'm probably going to surprise Alize a little bit by saying this, but I do mean this. Alize inspires me to be better, and perhaps even to be a little bit more like her. She's fun-loving, she's chilled out, and she doesn't take things too seriously. I am much less relaxed. And it has taken me decades to figure out what she inherently already knows, that life is short, and we need to focus on what matters most. And Alize does that. Of course, one of the things that most matters is family. And you can be sure that Alize is both protective and nurturing toward her family. She would stand up for her own, and she will tell you what she thinks every time. In a world where women weren't always able to, here is a woman who is fearless, and I admire that about her. Alize is also capable and proud. She knows her worth, and she realizes that she stands on the shoulders of her mother and her grandmothers before her. And I'm hopeful that she will take this wisdom and her immense potential and turn these strengths into the realities that she has dreamed for herself and for her family. Congratulations, Alize. You're welcome.
Oh my God, you're so sweet.
Almost every word. You get it, girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mariah Buchanan. This one really upsets me, actually. I'm being robbed because of this student. Robbed because they had a desire to finish high school as quick as they can. Well, they did. What you don't know is this is a junior finishing high school. So I'm robbed of getting to have them in class just one more time. So I'll get over it. I remember when I first met Mariah. She was working on a math problem, and I swear I saw fire starting to come out of her eyes towards the page. Kind of had to help her right then. It was kind of like, drop what I'm doing and help her with math. Now that they have completed high school, their next steps is to go to barber school. Not cosmetology, but barber school. Because guys, their hair is so much easier to cut. And as a part of this, they're going to start that navigation to one day they themselves become a teacher. But not just any kind of teacher. They're kind of after Jones and I's heart. They're going to end up becoming a math teacher. So congratulations, Mariah. You have completed high school.
if you need it. I'm going to try real hard not to cry. I am so very proud to stand up here today and to introduce to you Kiera Beltran. She is one hell of a survivor. It is not my business to share with you the depths of her struggles or those of any of our students. But believe you me when I tell you that Kiera is right up there with Frida Kahlo, Gloria Gaynor, Diana Ross, Dolores Huerta, Beyonce, and all the fiercest and bravest woman you can conjure up the music or the tears or the fight for, at least in my book. Kiera and I first met after I started at Lincoln last year. She had already transitioned between several high school programs because of the circumstances of her life. Her resilience and her genuine warmth and her smile and her quiet strength immediately impressed me. Here was a young person who was not giving up, despite her challenges and the setbacks that others put in front of her. Since then, like the phoenix that is our mascot, Kiera has risen up from the ashes. Time and time and time again, girl. Each time I wonder if she's okay or if she can do it again or if I'm ever going to hear from her. She turns up with that smile that literally makes you feel like the sun is shining brighter. And she just keeps pushing. I'm so proud of you, Ki. I need Taylor to be next. Because what can you say about Taylor Todd? Well, y'all, Taylor has no concept of time. And that's why we like her so much. It's okay, she said it herself.
I really don't.
And in a very Lincoln kind of way, I can totally appreciate that truth for her. She absolutely marches to the beat of her own drum, even when we kind of sometimes wish she wouldn't so much. Life has taken her on many turns and on many miles of highway, so her independence is truly a strength, in my mind, for her. Let me explain. Taylor colors her hair whatever color she wants. She makes inappropriate jokes whenever she wants. She does things on her timeline, and she has a serious sense of fun. Taylor is individualistic and brutally honest, super creative. She has an excellent BS radar, and she doesn't take gruff from anybody. Her toughness and her tenacity have helped her get through so much. After graduation, Taylor has some ideas about which projects might suit her best. Of course, it's all on her terms, and I wish every one of you folks down there in the purple gowns have the self-reliance, skills, and the love of fun that Taylor already exhibits so very well. Finally, Taylor would like to thank her mother and the Lincoln staff for all of their support. Congratulations. You're welcome.
It is my privilege to introduce Isaiah Burley. I actually met Isaiah last year, but didn't get to know him until this year. It didn't take long after meeting Isaiah for me to discover that he is a young man full of energy who is zealous for life. He came to Lincoln in the fall determined to earn his GED, which is no small feat. That is what he intended to do, and he did it. But he is actually learning, what he is learning is actually bigger than just a GED. He's learning what it means to be a man of integrity. Here are 4 life lessons on how to be a man of integrity that Isaiah is learning. Number 1, a man of integrity is respectful and takes responsibility. Earlier, it was probably late fall, I had to pull Isaiah out in the hall about an incident that had happened the day before. It was a hard discussion to have for me, but what I really took away from that was how Isaiah listened. He didn't argue, he didn't make excuses, he humbled himself, he apologized, and his attitude and his behavior changed from then on out. That was pretty amazing. Number 2, a man of integrity sets goals and works toward them. Isaiah lives with his Uncle Leonard. Uncle Leonard is a godly man, and he has set the bar high for Isaiah. Several times during the year, he has told him different goals that he should be working for, and Isaiah works diligently towards those goals, and he has achieved those goals. And that says a lot about his character. Number 3, a man of integrity realizes life is more about giving than about getting. In the Bible, Isaiah considers himself a Christian, and in the Bible it talks about esteeming others above yourself, and the first shall be last. And Isaiah is second to the last in our run tonight. So good job, Isaiah. He is continually learning that lesson. And number 4, a man of integrity knows people are more important than things. Isaiah is a connector. I think on a weekly, if not even more often than that basis, I saw Isaiah hanging out with different people that I didn't know he was even friends with. He also went to Young Life Club this year with Gabriel and Laurel and Isaac, and there he invited people to go, and he was super friendly while he was there. So Isaiah knows the importance of people. Isaiah right now is taking classes at the community college, just finished his first quarter, or trimester. And he is trying to get his business degree as in business, and he's working many side jobs. Isaiah, becoming a man of integrity is worth the effort. I have every hope that you will continue to learn how to walk out your faith and grow to be the man God made you to be. Congratulations.
Dylan Pulliam and the Pulliam clan, which is appropriate because Dylan is part of a trio of Pulliams that we've had, and family runs strong with Dylan. The importance of family and sticking together, the brothers 3. Dylan was also part of our esports program, went to Vancouver for the state championships, came home with a brand new Xbox Series S and a brand new controller. And spent many, many hours after school training and being part of the team. Sometimes a little bit struggle of getting to class. I fear that there may have been too much esports training the night before sometimes, but he persevered and he has made it. Dylan's gonna hopes move to Reno, where he hopes to start his own business and become an entrepreneur, which I'm sure that he will do. Congratulations, Dylan.
All right, class of 2023, would you please stand up? Currently, your tassel is hanging on the right side of your mortar board. That tassel is used to signify an important event. In just a few minutes, I'm going to ask you to move your tassel to the left side. The turning of the tassel serves as a final seal that you, the graduate, have successfully completed another part of your academic career. Turning the tassel from one side to the other is like turning another page in your life. It's a way of honoring your achievement. So, Superintendent Smith and members of the Walla Walla School Board, it is with great pleasure that I announce to you that the students recognized here tonight have met the requirements of the state of Washington and the Walla Walla School District for the receipt of a high school diploma. Class of 2023, please turn your tassels. You've been working hard for so long. A whole new world is waiting. It's yours for the taking, and we know that you will make it. Congratulations, Lincoln graduates. Lincoln family. Lincoln family and friends, we want to thank you for being here tonight to celebrate with us. And I would ask that you please remain near your seats as the students exit. We're going to parade them around, actually, down the aisle and around. And they're going to end up right here on the stage for one final time together to get a class picture, which you're welcome to take. So thank you for being here tonight.